All right, peace, y'all. Reflect the love from the Most High. Appreciate y'all tuning in, checking in with me today, right now. Got the magnificent brother, the magnificent God with me, Kent. So yeah, we just gonna get into it today. We touching down, we reasoning and building on wizardry, and the spell casting and magic that's going on a collective level, on our collective consciousness. So I'm gonna just get into it. Let me see if you can explain from your perspective to the people, them, what you would say that wizardry is. You know, just overall in this matrix thing that they got going on. What you think that they pushing?
I just feel like wizardry
Right.
is like we dealing with some smart ass motherfuckers. You feel me?
Right.
So, right. Basically, in where we living and shit, like in the matrix, or like America, wherever you want to call it, they 10 steps ahead of us.
Right. It's fuck.
Everything we
It's
do,
fuck. It's fuck.
they already got something waiting for us and shit. So like, what I'm saying is like most people are like just limited. They got a limited perspective. So basically, like when they live in lies and shit, they don't understand that this shit is all just energy. We just in a big ass ball of energy and the spirit and shit. So like, our enemy is using like spells. They know how to
Get our minds and shit.
yeah, and like arrange our energy and like our just basically stuff like that. So they use like certain like colors, like just TV.
Right.
You know, just shit.
It's Instagram. You open
shit.
Instagram. There's all types of shit.
Yeah.
So with it, what I'll ask you is, what do you think that the main wizardry going on right now is? What are they trying to push? Actually, before we even get into that, one thing I want to say, I want to share my perspective on wizardry. It's just going hand in hand with what you said. You know, they call it broadcasting for a reason. Broadly casting these spells onto people, and like you said, just controlling the mind. These are some intelligent enemies that we got, you know, dealing, and they trying to, as much as they can, trap us through the spirit. The war that's being fought right now is not a physical war, but more of a mental and psychological and spiritual war. So yeah, that's just me adding on. But like I was saying, the question I had asked you about, what do you feel like the main wizardry that's being pushed right now, thrown out, is?
Like mainly TV, because we in a different like generation and age and shit.
Right.
Like, because back then niggas wasn't growing up with like TVs and like technology and shit. So now sometimes I be feeling like they create shit just so they could plug shit in our mind. So
Right.
They using like electronics because they the ones who gave it to us, and you already know they gonna get that shit right. So when they give it to us, they're already 10 steps ahead of us and shit. And on top of that, just like the food and shit like that, what they putting in us, like just changing our like this genetic structure and shit like that.
Right.
And just like distractions. That's mainly what they be doing.
That's what it boiled down to at the end of the day. They just trying to keep us away from knowing ourselves. At the end of the day, I guess to piggyback off of that, what you said, I feel like there's so many agendas in this time, and ranging from, you know, this is recorded goddamn, what is it, October 2020. So right now in this time, I think the election's in November, so there's a lot of talk and a lot of things being pushed about the election. Earlier this year, there was a lot of the COVID, the spells that they had, that code. That's it. Actually, let me go into that real quick. Let me go into that. The spells, corona in itself means crown, and a virus is something that's gonna, you know, spread and affect something. So it's a virus that affects your crown. When you infect your crown chakra, then you know you automatically lose your connection with the divine, and then you are coming into the state of fear. So when you hear the word, you know, the coronavirus, then you know it's invoking fear, it's invoking anxiety, and it's a frequency. You know what I'm saying? It's the word corona is Latin for a reason, because Latin spells. You know, if you look on the dollar bill, it's spells. All of these things are spells. Like he was saying earlier, actually, he was talking about the colors, as far as like what you see through advertising. If you look up advertising, you'll learn about the colors that they use to attract certain things. And as far as like traffic, red lights, green light, yellow light, all of these things.
We was talking about that earlier.
Exactly. And all of these things are symbols, you know, because the spirit learns in symbolism. And that's why a lot of the times the messages that are displayed are symbols that look like other symbols. I remember seeing a stay-at-home symbol on Instagram, and I remember seeing something that compared it to the Freemason, you know, symbol. And it's just so much symbolism. A lot of it is just like what you'll see in archetypes and television. You know, when you look on the TV, you're gonna see. What I've realized is when I watch any black show nowadays on Netflix, you know, they're putting Black Lives Matter in there.
Yeah.
When that's not really.
And what's weird is like
It'll
it
be
don't
for
sit
no
right
reason.
with my spirit.
It doesn't.
Like,
It
that
doesn't.
Black Lives Matter shit. It just like whenever you see like other people like somebody of not even that race putting up Black Lives Matter, and you seeing all these people now they want to put Black Lives Matter after all the shit that
Because it's
happened.
the advertisement. It's like
Yeah.
how much is being pushed in their face. They're like, oh,
So-
you know what I'm saying? But it's not even about the cause.
Right.
You know?
So I feel like it's like disrespectful because it's like you using me as an agenda, like I'm a sheep and shit. Like you talking about some shit that really trigger like people, like our people.
Right. Like, let me say something. On Netflix, right? There's a Black Lives Matter collection. So like these type of things, why is there a collection of that? What the fuck
Exactly.
does that mean? And it's not even like you'll find history. You just find black shows under it, and it's like why? You know what I'm saying? Like what is really being pushed? What's really going on at the end of the day?
Same with like our movies and shit. I want y'all all to like. Just
Hold up,
like,
this one is ending.